Welcome back, everybody. I thought I'd do a quick, well, it might not be quick, but I'll do a fun video for you today. It might be quite challenging for myself, but it should hopefully make for some good viewing. So what we're going to do is going to basically try and do an e-bike puncture. A lot of people are pretty scared of this. They think it's really difficult, but in reality, it's only one step more than just doing a normal puncture. So I'm going to do that and show you how it's all done. But just to make it a little bit more interested, I'm going to do it blindfolded. I'm also not going to use all my fancy dancy tools. I'm going to go with what you guys have probably got at home, an adjustable spanner. You will need some tyre levers too, and a pump. So the first thing you're going to need is an e-bike. And the second thing you're going to need is a puncture. Oops. So we're looking at bikes specifically with a hub motor. Doesn't matter if it's the front or the back. The principle is going to be the same. So the bit that confuses or scares people is this bit here. All it is a cable. There's only one way to actually reconnect it. There's an arrow on here somewhere. You can't really get it wrong, to be fair. And the only other bit you need to do is normally there's just one cable tie here or a little plastic clip. Just remove those first before you start. Just cut them off with some snips. You'll need some new ones when you put it back together, obviously. Take lots of pictures before you start. Any washers, any brackets, any special bits that might confuse you later, both sides. So normally I'd use my repair stand, obviously, but just to keep it a bit more relatable, I'm going to put the bike upside down on its handlebar, as the vast majority of people are going to do it that way. So just one thing to be careful of is any accessories you've got on the handlebar, just move these out of the way, especially e-bike displays. Otherwise you can get quite an expensive repair then. So normally just one screw on the bottom. Depends what the unit it is, obviously, but just slacken that off and spin it out of the way. That's all you need to do. Also, the same with any other bike, e-bike or not, make sure you change the bike down into its smallest sprocket first. There we go. And now we're ready to take the bike upside down and make a start. So just flip it upside down, gently rest it on the saddle, and then down onto the handlebars. Okay. So I genuinely can't see a thing here. I may as well just take my glasses off, to be fair, to be just as blind, but I have my spanner. There's a wheel nut here. First one, drive side. Much easier if you've got the right tools. 18mm spanner generally, but this one's a 15. So get that on there, loosen it off. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Wow, I can't see a thing. So that one's loose, just back it off. You don't need to take it all the way off, although to be fair, it does make it slightly easier. So for the sake of this, we'll take them straight off all the way. Again, if you've got any washers, make sure you've already took pictures of them, and then that's off. So we'll just go to the other side. Okay, coming to the more challenging side. Cable first with a plug. We've already cut the cable ties, so this will just literally pull out now. It can be quite stiff. There we go, that's out. Just keep the cable out of the way so you're not damaging it. It's quite a lot easier when you're not blindfolded. Okay, we'll just take the nut all the way off, be a washer. So that's that side off. So now the wheel should come straight out. So to get the actual wheel out, all you need to do is pull this derailleur back. Put some gloves on because they're normally covered in oil. So pull this right back, out of the way. As far as it will go, it will stop. And then just literally lift the wheel off. It will get caught on the chain somewhere there. Pull that out and there's your wheel removed. So obviously this video is mostly about getting the wheel out of the actual e-bike itself, but I will show you just how quickly to repair a puncture. I'm not going to be able to patch the tube blindfolded, that's impossible. But right, just remove the valve cap. You will need 2 tyre levers. I'll try and show you this to camera, but it's pretty straightforward. All you do is hook these under the bead, get another one sort of 5-6 inches apart, like this, and then we just pull the tyre off. And you should have a bit of tyre over the lip there, like this. And then the first lever, just push it around the rim, and that will take the bead off the wheel. Okay, so tyre should be off one side now. Just pull the inner tube out. You don't need to take the other side off. And then just lift the tyre over where the valve is and you can pull the tube straight out. So once the tube's out, the most important thing to do is inspect the inside of the tyre for whatever's caused the puncture itself. So just be very careful running your fingers on the inside. You can use cotton wool, a little ball, and that will catch on anything sharp. Just be careful. Some idiots put a drawing pin in this one, so that's what the issue is here. Just remove that, and now we're ready to repair the puncture. Pump a decent amount of air into the inner tube itself. They do go pretty big, so don't be too crazy, but at least the size of the tyre it went into. Okay, that's pretty big now. So then all you need to do, you can normally feel this on your face or hear it. There's a hole there, you can feel that. And you can hear it. So I use a silver Sharpie pen. Just draw around it. There's your hole. Firstly, just use the bit of sandpaper that comes with the kit, just to lightly scuff up the tube. Then use the glue that comes with it. Just a little drop. And then I just use my finger just to spread that around nice and thin. Lets it dry a lot quicker. Patch wise, I use Tip Top. Really good patches. So when you spread it around like this, it dries in probably 30 seconds anyway. It literally just needs a light covering. With a patch, just peel the silver backing off, leave the clear backing on, and then just stick it over the hole. You should be able to see the Sharpie. And press firmly. Just massage it into the tube. And that's done. So once you've repaired the hole, just obviously refit the tube to the bike. A couple of things worth mentioning about tubes. If you try and pump the tube up and it's instantly going down, the hole's probably too big to repair realistically. So just fit a new inner tube. And again, with how many repairs a tube has already had, there's not really a limit. Just a bit of common sense. I'm quite happy to put 3 or 4 patches on a tube. After that, it's probably best to replace it with a new one and keep that as a spare, presuming it still holds. Yeah, so let's just refit this tube. Just hook the bead underneath the rim. It'll get a bit tight at the end. They're normally okay to go back on. Try not to use a tie lever if you can, because you can pinch the tube and cause another hole. Okay, so that's gone back on with no tie levers. So just reinflate this and then we can fit the wheel back into the bike. Okay, so a lot of e-bikes have 2 flat sides to this axle, which means it can only go one way or the other basically. Again, refer back to the pictures, the washers that you took. This one is slightly different. This metal part here butts up against the frame and stops it spinning around. It's basically a kind of a torque arm that stops the power of the wheel ripping the frame to pieces, which is what you see on a lot of DIY e-bike conversions. Okay, time to refit the wheel. Still blindfolded. So this could be interesting. Again, pull the derailleur back so the chain sits out of the way and hook it over the sprocket. I'm hoping that's on a sprocket, yeah. And then it should pretty much find its own way in. You do need to line up the brake disc into the caliper, which is obviously a bit challenging when you can't see what you're doing. Yes, it is. It just drops straight back in. It literally can only go one place as long as you get those axle flats or the adapter part in the right place, and then it will go straight in. So just put the wheel nuts on. It's actually a lot easier doing it upside down because the axle comes to a natural stop where it needs to be. If you're doing it the other way up, the wheel can end up slightly not quite straight in the frame. I hate using adjustable spanners as well, but I'm just, for the purpose of this video, I appreciate that everyone doesn't have a full toolkit. So just tighten the nuts up. Okay, spinning, so that's a good start. Let me just move you around. So just plug the plastic connectors back in. Like I say, there's a little plastic notch in there. That means you can't get it wrong. And there's the 2 arrows obviously as well. I can't see them, but you can feel the notch line up. And just push her in, and that's it, sorted. Again, you just need to put a new cable tie on here just to stop the cable wafting around. Probably doesn't need the 3 it had on, one just here is more than enough. Fitted 2. Okay, so now just flip the bike back over and reposition anything that you've moved on the handlebar. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed that. Like I say, there's nothing really to be scared of. It's pretty straightforward. Just the plug that you need to just unplug and plug it back in very carefully with the arrows, making sure that's lined up. Take loads of pictures. That's what I can't emphasize enough. Take loads of pictures before you do it, and then you can't go wrong, to be fair. So don't be scared. Just have a go. If you do get stuck, we're always here to help you out anyway. So stay tuned. I've got some great ideas for some more videos that I'm going to do for the channel. Like I say, it's very early days. My editing skills are still, we're learning. Microphone's helping, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see where we go. But it's really important that people click the subscribe button. We need to build a good following on the channel and build it from there. Help other people out. Thank you very much.